Allô, Nissan? Hey, grosse tempête, hein?
Hey, Karine, oui, je sais, les vilains bonhommes de neige sont de retour.
Mais avec le Nissan Rogue à traction intégrale, c'est pas stressant.
Exact, il est conçu et testé pour nos hivers. Oh, Karine, il y a un bonhomme dans le Rogue.
Ah, c'est correct. J'ai allumé les sièges chauffants.
Ah, bien joué, Karine. Maîtrisez toutes les conditions. Louez le Rogue S 2026 à partir de 0,4% jusqu'à 36 mois, incluant une réduction fidélité de 0,5% pour les clients Nissan admissibles. Jusqu'au 2 mars, sur approbation de crédit, les conditions s'appliquent. Détails chez Nissan.
So today on In Transit, we're talking about food delivery. And I think when you look at the price of the dinner you order from Uber Eats, it's hard to see just how little of the money is going to the restaurant. And well, the more you learn about that, the more you want a different way to put the money into the hands of both the delivery person, the restaurant, and maybe not to the bigwigs at a place like Uber. So if you're a restaurant owner tired of the profit-eating delivery apps, this segment is for you. Let's bring in Martin Cuddy from the ChasseurS Courrier Co-op. Martin, good morning.
Good morning.
What does your business offer restaurant owners?
Well, when we work with restaurants, we try to give them a really good relationship. They're going to work with like a local partner. We're the best delivery people in the city, and we're going to give them like a sustainable business model that's not going to stop working in a couple of years. Like we want to build something sustainable that'll work with them in the long term and work for us so that we can stick around.
When I order food from Uber and it's $20, how much of that does the restaurant see?
I don't know exactly. I mean, Uber, for one thing, a lot of the different contracts that restaurants have will be specific to restaurants. So, I mean, technically they don't talk about it. It has been as high as like 30% is the fee that Uber takes, but I know that's come down over the years because of a bit of backlash and restaurant owners complaining. But in a lot of cases, there's a lot of other fees. But it can vary from restaurant to restaurant. It's really like if you're a big restaurant or a chain, you can negotiate a better fee. That's my understanding.
So what made you want to start this company?
Well, we've been in the game since 2014. We actually were the first company doing bike delivery for food, like as a 100% bike company in Montreal, before we had Foodora or Uber or any of those companies. So we were in the game first, but obviously once those big apps, those big multinational companies came in, it changed the industry a lot for us. So we had to diversify a bit, but we still do restaurant delivery where we can, and we're always like looking for restaurants who want to work directly with a delivery partner instead of with a big app.
What else do you deliver? I
mean, we're a full service courier company, so we do everything you see bike messengers doing for years. We do like legal documents downtown. We have cargo bikes, so we'll do cargo. We do like business to consumer, like direct delivery. So especially with the pandemic, a lot of shops and stuff that wanted to deliver to their customers at home, we've been doing a lot of that stuff. More and more lately, anything we can deliver, we'll deliver by bike. We're like a on-demand courier service, same day, rush, whatever.
Martin, do you find that Montreal is a good city to cycle in, a bike-friendly city?
It's definitely gotten a lot better the past few years. We've had a lot more bike paths and stuff. A big thing that we notice as bike messengers, because we ride all year, so we've noticed that the snow clearing has gotten a lot better, so winter's gotten a little bit easier. I mean, it's not like Europe, like Montreal wants to be a bike-friendly city, but if you compare it to any of the true bike cities, like globally, it's a long way away, but it's pretty good.
Do you think part of that's because of our winters here?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to compete with the winter, but even just the last 2 or 3 winters, I think we've started seeing like the bike paths get actively cleared when there's a blizzard, and that just makes a huge difference for people like us who have to work, and all the other like bike people working on bikes and people who want to try and commute all year. It definitely makes a difference. So it's been getting better and better.
We're chatting with Martin Cuddy. He's from the ChasseurS Courrier Co-op, and we're talking about food deliveries. And how have you reached out to restaurants to convince them that this is an effective way to deliver food?
Well, it's really hard because the apps coming here a few years ago has like completely changed the industry. So at first, a lot of restaurants were really, really excited because they would start working with Uber or Foodora, and they would just get a huge volume of orders. Even with the big fees, they can't turn down that volume of order. It's just such a boon for your business. And I know running a restaurant is really hard. So at first it seemed really good. And so it's hard for us to approach. We obviously couldn't compete with that kind of like marketing, right? That these apps can bring in all that volume. Now, obviously things have changed a bit. Restaurants are starting to see how it's a bad business model. They get like pulled into it because it's so appealing, but then they're stuck right now. And also customers, right? Customers won't order food the old way, right? They'll only order food by going through these apps. For the most part, that's not universal, but especially in like the middle of the city, the downtown core, a lot of younger people, they're only going to use apps to order food. So restaurants are really in a bind. They can't really make delivery work at apps unless they work really, really hard to promote their restaurant brand. So we try to work with restaurants that have the ability to pull in a really good, dedicated clientele. So either they have good marketing on their own, they make really good food, they build up a cult following, they do their own marketing, they promote like a different experience, I guess. But it's really hard. Like right now, it's restaurant owners, even if they want to work with us, we can't compete with the marketing. So we just are out there. Restaurant owners contact us. We work with a few partners that we're really happy with because they understand the game and they want to build like a more sustainable thing. But we're always hoping that the tides will turn a little bit and more restaurant owners will be able to work with us sustainably.
Martin, how do you keep the food hot when you're delivering it by bike?
Well, in the winter we have insulated like hot boxes, which actually if you seal, we know all the tricks. If you have a good air seal and a nice like you've seen like the reflective insulated food boxes, like it can keep food hot for a pretty long time, especially if you're like a good fast delivery person. It's easier than you think. I think a big thing though about food delivery by car or by bike is like for sustainability, like there's no reason to send French fries and a burger like across the city for $5, right? It doesn't make sense. Like French fries are never going to travel, right? You want your French fries to be right out of the fryer. They're never good if they've been out of the fryer for more than 10 or 15 minutes. So we don't want to be delivering food really, really far where it's going to get cold no matter what. So part of our model is just like, this is how far you can deliver food by bike. There's a realistic range, and we work within that range. And maybe people want food to be further, but we also have like an ecological perspective, right? We want to be environmentally friendly. Bikes are like zero carbon emissions. So, there's like a perspective of like what's sustainable, what makes sense for food delivery.
Martin, we're out of time, but do you have a website or a phone number that restaurants who are interested can get in touch with you?
Yes, ChasseurS, So it's French, plural, Chasseur, ChasseurS, and then Courrier, COURRIER.com. So the French Courrier. And our phone number is 514-442-7197.
514-442-7197. Martin Cuddy from ChasseurS, Courrier.com. Martin, thank you so much for your time this morning. Best of luck.
Yep, thanks a lot. Have a good day.